Hi guys, what's up? If you want to see the inner workings of parental estrangement, I cordially invite you to watch a show called Welcome to Platheville. It's about a set of parents. They've had a multitude of children, raised them on the farm, and basically kept them, I'm not going to say secluded, but more or less home per se. And now their children are getting older, breaking off, doing their own thing, getting out into the world, getting married, etc. And if you want to see one dynamic of parental estrangement, you'll have to watch the oldest son and his wife, and his wife's reaction to his mother even pulling up in the driveway at their house. It really is quite something. Now, I haven't watched the show from episode one, because I kind of just dive into it to get bits and pieces of both sides of the equation here. But I just noticed it's just a really interesting show. I can't say I would do things her way because I didn't homeschool my children and I only had two. So I'm not saying I would have done things a certain way. Now, from what I've recently read, is that the parents have gotten divorced and their oldest son and his wife have gotten divorced as well, which I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not in their lives. But it will show you what it's really like when dysfunction is brought to the forefront. And I'd say a spouse, and I don't blame spouses whatsoever, but when you see an adult son or daughter, how easily they can be swayed away from their families. And the children we raised that we thought were tough aren't so tough. The oldest son is making his own decision to break free from his parents, but his wife being in his ear all the time about how imperfect his parents are and how rude they are, etc., etc., etc. I think when we look at the whole picture and we look at each parent, we'll say, well, my parent wasn't perfect, but they did the best they could. I think there's something to be said for this family that has seemingly raised a multitude of children, which they all have their own different personalities. They're all off going doing their own thing. And I'm sure there was hesitation on behalf of the parents, especially the mom, because moms tend to be mother bears. We want to protect our cubs. But I can see the parents saying we do respect their decisions to do whatever they want in this world, but we also would like them to respect our decisions. So it's just a really, really sad look at parental estrangement. And maybe people that choose to estrange from their parents can look at this show and say, maybe I'll think twice. Maybe I'll sit down and have a conversation with my mom and dad before cutting them off and completely writing them off in the book of my life. There's many different ways to approach it, but now you can see the inner dynamics of what happens and when things go awry and people can't sit down and find a common ground and find a happy medium in order to continue to sustain a relationship. So anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about, and I'll